Honorable Kennedy Akompreko Agyapong na Toshie. Na me no ka say de na chese ne ho nsɛm na egusua e ho oye campaign no e de ma Honorable Ken. Chenchenchire pa. Eno nam so ama Honorable Ken Akompreko Agyapong ne lawyer eye lawyer William Kusi. Wabekasa wabedi hu adanse e de ama na Toshie. Waka nsɛm e de atwemu atwe Ghana for say na Toshie obi a na chese yede no edi ani mu a etumi eyeye. Waka nsɛm bebre no a efa ho. Mesore so ne akwakotie ne nsɛm a eye Honorable and as a lawyer William Kusi eka edifa yemame na Toshie. Mekamo say DNA Ministry presents Gathering to Worship 2025. Wamode na yenkonkopiem is this very Sunday. So be ready, mark your calendar, make a date, save the date that on the 7th of December 2025, all road leads to St. Paul's Methodist Church, Asotum, Choba. Don't miss it because I'm going to represent and I'm your MC, number one MC. Be there. I will be there.
We share the tradition of politics in Ghana. Term Obiata na kwa say two terms. Abaya 2 years and this is first term. And all things being equal, they have an advantage for the second term. All things being equal. And you know, and election be easy sir. Say me koto end this free. And if you look at the background, they did 4 years, 1 year beyond twice.
But the dynamics change when the sitting president is not coming.
Yes, it does. It does. We are not denying that fact. But what we are saying is that, say, 8 years, there's the probabilities in favor of the 8 years. And this year, but see, I know. 8 years with the same personality. But there's also an example of 8 years with the party and John Mama.
When John Mama was coming, he was then the president.
When he was going to,
he was the president.
Okay, he was the president because he had been elected as the president. Yes. But the party had those 2 terms.
Of course.
And you know, the probabilities are more in favor of the arguments 8 years.
Of course, that one there, undeniably.
Yes, Ebema contest na ye dear dinner and he okukudro for ne obi na dinner, and she refers to the concession we made the last election. Some of the parliamentary seats in Sempa and Humbe no. Or see we need to be a woman no be bold enough to stand say no. Yanto aban kan we, and he finds that in Yura Kennedy Agyapong. And it is without doubt say ye market obi a Kennedy Agyapong is the easiest candidate to market. Is the easiest candidate, even though in the past.
Yeah.
I think that given this Kennedy Agyapong is the best candidate to market. Okay. And so we are urging all delegates to vote for him massively. Yempe by consensus.
Okay. So far said the campaign and the organization of Wene Kono, okay. Is everything going on well, smoothly from leading up to the elections, and is everything going on well?
So far so good. Let me give you 2 examples.
Okay.
The proxy votes, for instance, we were protesting, say no, it is something that you are abusing in the past. Exactly. And you know, this time, and we have succeeded. Yesterday, verification. I'm saying, and carbon. We protested now. Your team acted super massively. In spite of the advantages, some of them are one candidate. You do such stage when we have seen that they are listening to our call. Let us be neutral and fair, because we are the same party. You may have your favorite.
That's what you're seeing. The neutrality is there. The fairness.
It's drifting. I remember one example. Yahuana 41 chairman of Asante region issue statement. In fact, if they were chairman of Asante region, Kwan Kenyafi, or more aligned with DMB, and obey issue statement. Say, Ubiaba Asante region. Now, another second lady, former second lady, Waha, to buy and manager, I continue. She should stop her campaign. We are creating confusion, but my tension about. So we reacted to that. How can you be a member of one team and yet claim that we are neutral? You can't be neutral. And me personally, a Kenyan in Mrana say we are party penina can take his sides in such an election. They should be made to be neutral You can have your favorites, but I won't mark out openly. And make campaign.
That's been there with you MPP before they say from a
but I think it's not helpful. So tension be a baby is as a result of that. And can we a chairman will be a will organize election would on one side. How can there be fairness? In Tia also the party we share no, then it's home to me dealing with it. I think that it will help with the growth of the party. So far, Canada Japan's style of campaigning, you attest to it. This time it's not like before. He's doing extremely well, selling out policies and telling people what he will do different from what we have done as a country in the past.
How would you answer, sir? Kofu mo notion we are be breeding them. Now, ebinum say yena from the Kennedy or in Japan camp. Mo can say where Baumia ni religion ne baby free because of solidifying votes ne and me went me anye any idea hadwen. Ebinum what the other side na kire say wan ye hwe kra no otumi win constituency. Nti se mo kasa asem no a ya mo so mo nhwe mo fie
ya in lusu constituency bia
where can Japan be free
he never contested any election.
No, I'm talking.
How did Baumia win his constituency without contesting? Canada Japan the constituency na NDC seat the first time of Ojeyan and not so all these years. In fact also see from Krana and we be panichom and we see from na mudi candidate aba mama no choose candidate too. The party chose a candidate. And no contest. We lose
individual and so choose party.
Exactly. And so the question: why are they holding him responsible for the performance of that person? Because you no choose no, only choose no.
But Obi says, "When you ma pan kawoye ye no, I'm for the children twice. A bemo when ye GDA say akunya ne NDC for ye dia."
Sir, if you want to find out whether he did well or not, it's about the number of times he was elected. We MP na kono wanya dia 1 term 2 term obeko Kennedy kokanko bi wan kobesa wini e chere say he was doing something extra, and I've said this earlier on. Say Kennedy is the only candidate who has some special support about with his person, not the party. And the constituency is one example.
So it has to be him.
Yes, it has to be him. Otherwise there's a disadvantage. He carries that along with him, and this is not because of MPP, not because of him. Or change once you lose, and to Onunti, and instead of saying it's a credit to him. Say what Timakota NDC so for 24 years. No beyond to not change when this will perform seat. And the show
someone can also argue so I near Jumapa.
And Yanukre, at the end also Yawan Kennedy schools. And Yama, I have a document about what he did in his constituency. You can imagine it. The number of schools he built, he assisted, he gave scholarships. And Bida. And this talk no there Sebi ye call candidate back no constituency winning at the end why or don't nya hwe ho enti no and on no contest MP da
MP
and to only so no this is something that I've been doing some document on. He had an advantage that nobody has had before, and his popularity was not even tested before he contested. Somebody handpicked him when he was not a party person. They gave him a waiver. He became a party person. He worked so hard, and so he rose to the top. That is okay. But whether or not he was popular for election, we didn't know because he had never contested an election before. You see, and he didn't call it, and it showed up. Say about election, he's not a material because the chart as we have it, about 4 point something. It was gradual from 1 point something to 6 point something. The first candidate who has brought it down is this candidate. And Ghanaians should look at it from that point of view. About election, he doesn't have what it takes. And the one who has what it takes in election is Canada Agyapong. What imagine NDC seat at transfer for 24 years. Obi antimanye, o si former NDC wa be former.